Okay, I think this is working. Maybe? Yeah, that looks good. I don't know if things like the sound are working properly, or if you can like hear an echo from the TV that's next to my microphone. Can I see the chat while I do this too? What happens if I click on this? Yes? Maybe? Yeah, okay, I can see the chat. Oh, cool, I can really see the chat. Hello. Hello, Mitsos01. I can type in it too. Here we go. Okay, so like, there might be some lag between my voice and what happens on the screen because the Elgato does that. Which might also cause some like echoing from the TV that's next to the Elgato. But yeah, regardless of that, hopefully we can actually just play through the alpha. So this isn't, so I'll give you some context. This is not quite the public alpha that was, I think it was available in the US on the PlayStation Store for a limited time. It's not quite that, but it's basically the same. Except it doesn't require a network connection to play, for starters. And what other differences are there? It shouldn't end when you kill the cleric beast, and it has a debugging menu, so I can usually break out of a lot of the constraints that were in that version as well. This is basically the Tokyo Game Show demo, and I've made some changes to it to unlock a lot of content that wasn't in that. But yeah, you still have to pick from one of the 4 classes like was in the public alpha. I usually just pick the Saw Cleaver because it just does the most damage as far as I know. And the help screen is obviously in Japanese because it's from Tokyo Game Show, so they had the Japanese help screen there. But yeah, okay, I can see the chat. Good. Okay, cool. So as far as hacking goes, I'm pretty much just like my only options are using the debug menu at the moment. I can't do any file editing or anything because that would require me to restart the game, and I can't restart the game live on stream. I could do it if I turn the video off for a second, restart the game, and then turn it back on again. So if the game completely crashes, I'm going to have to just turn the video off for a split second, reload the game, and turn it back on again. But this is pretty familiar to anyone who's either played the alpha when it was available on in the US, but eventually I'll be able to show you things that weren't there. But when you played the alpha, I never played it, we didn't get the alpha in Australia, so this was all completely new to me. But a lot of people are going to look at this and be like, oh, okay, this is where you started in the public alpha. I played it at EB Expo in Sydney. I went to a press event, and I played it there, so I remember starting here. I remember getting killed by the executioner that's up behind the gate up there. But the thing we can do here that you couldn't do in the public alpha was I can bring up the debug menu. So this is something that I haven't shown yet. I will do a video going into some detail because I have spent hundreds of hours in the debug menu learning about what all this stuff does. But it's going to let us do things like break out of a lot of the constraints the developers have placed. And while I'm streaming this, I can answer any questions you have about Bloodborne in general, not just the alpha. So if you've seen me exploring things in my other videos and there's something you want me to elaborate on, feel free to ask. And feel free to tell me if the audio is bad. So if like the game is too loud or there's a loud echo or something, I'm fine with turning my TV down so you can hear the game a bit better or something. The first thing I'm going to do is make my character invincible. So in the debug menu, I'm going to just go to Game, go to, where is it? It's in character debugging, and turn player no dead to on. So that's it. Now we just can't die. That's just going to make things a little bit easier. So something I wanted to talk about first. Sorry, I'm just reading your comments as well. Yeah, so in regards to the time of day here, obviously it starts at night time. The alpha does support a bright daytime state as well, which I don't think's in the final game. If I get a chance, I'll show you that later, because it's quite easy to switch to daytime in the alpha. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about this ladder to start with. I know I focus on boring stuff like chairs and doors and ladders a lot, but yeah, that's interesting to me. So this ladder is down. Usually in the final game, the ladder is up to start with. And this is actually a quick hack. Oh yeah, don't worry about that. This is a quick hack that the developers have put in to make the demo a bit quicker. But the ladder is technically supposed to start up and then drop down, and there is an invisible lever here you can pull. I can enable that. I can get the ladder to go back up and reveal the lever. You just got to disable all the event. It's called event mode events. Like, they're actually called event mode events, and it's just little shortcuts the developers have done to make the game more suitable for playing on a, you know, like on a stage floor. But let's go up the ladder. And unfortunately, this is not my hacked version where I've enabled warp chairs. I think I've reverted back to... Yeah, the warp chair's not enabled. So in my video where I showed the warp chair, that was actually a massive hack that I'd done to the game to switch them back on. But this is the normal version that you would have seen on the stage floor at Tokyo Game Show or E3. Yeah, I'm in Australia, my time zone, so that's like GMT plus 10. I'm probably going to stream this for like an hour, maybe? I've just got some spare time at the moment, and it's like midday here, so I figured I would stream this. So yeah, you probably saw my video where the warp chair was re-enabled, but this is the event version where various things have been disabled. For one thing, that ladder is disabled partially, and the warp chair is disabled, so... Let's just continue through the game. Gilbert is not at his window, as you can probably guess in the alpha. There's not even a window there, for starters. Everything from here is pretty similar to the final game, I found. I think there's like this fence here is a little bit different in the final game. I don't know if that guy... I think that guy drops a pebble in the final game. But I find that this, this section where you run down this alleyway is really very similar to what's in the final game, so I usually don't have much to say about it. This guy still pops around his corner. I can still lose health, but I just won't die when it gets to 0. So I'm just going to basically run, because there's not much to show you here. Some of the enemies are a little bit different, like there's not a pitchfork guy here usually in the final game. In the final game, these are Molotov cocktails, here they're blood vials. What else do we have? I believe everything down here is still exactly the same. There's a guy with a shield still up there. But yeah, the gate is still opened with a lever here. This is as far as I got when I played the game at EB Expo. Does every final area in the game have an alpha version? So obviously, yeah, there was an alpha version of every area in the game, but I only have access to so much, so I'm just showing you what I can, basically. So there's not much here that's different other than the time of day being dramatically different. Yes, Father Gascoigne will say Umbasa if I kill him in this version of the game. Let's just play up. We'll try to just explore everything fairly quickly that's in this alpha. I'm gonna have to restart it a couple of times, but don't worry because I can teleport around, but I need to restart it to turn on and off certain events to reveal things the developers have hidden. So if I do need to restart the game, I'll just teleport to where I was up to. There's a foul-smelling pill, an item that was deleted from the final game, which I think just heals you over time. Yeah, the game automatically equips items because there's no inventory. If you use it, yeah, heals damage over time. Has a similar effect to that ring that heals you in Demon's Souls, doesn't it? So yeah, the health bar is a little bit different. Just at the top left, there's a little accent on it. Dialogue from NPCs inside the doors. There is almost no NPCs inside doors in this version. Like, usually there's a lady over here. There's just nothing here. In this demo, the Hunter's Tools aren't in the games yet. Yeah, there's not much I can show you in regards to items. I need to do more work. You probably know there's usually a shortcut to the aqueduct here. It's been disabled. This very, very hacky looking fence has been placed here. So you can't drop down there. Don't worry, that won't stop us. We can easily just glitch straight through that wall, but we won't do it yet. We don't need to start hacking yet. We're going to show you what was actually in the alpha, just straight up, for starters. This plaza is pretty similar, except for one awesome thing that I love, is look at this shadow. I hope the stream quality is good enough, because there's this massive tentacly shadow over the whole plaza that's being cast by that amygdala up there. Which is cool. That building is like lit up, and it's lit up in the final game as well. But it's like done so that this amygdala can cast this shadow over the whole town. So I guess that's the reason that building's lit up. I always noticed it in the final game and thought there must be some point to it. In regards to the jump trick to the Forbidden Woods, I would assume that yes, you can do it, but I just have never bothered trying because I can just glitch through that wall. Like, I have no problem just glitching through the wall, so I just always do that. This guy still is scripted to turn around when you get too close, so you can't backstab him. He's really weak. Oh no, he's pretty much the same as the final game. The buttons are switched around, so that confuses me because it's the Japanese version. I'm not too concerned with playing properly because I can't die. So yeah, I mean, anyone who played the public alpha, this is basically what you already saw. So none of this so far is totally new. How do I glitch myself through walls? I use the debug menu to force my character to perform an animation that involves walking forwards. It's the fastest way to glitch through a wall. You just force yourself to step forward when you're not supposed to. Oh, you can backstab that guy, can you? That's really good. I never do that. The crows are still here, as usual, but I don't think there's an oil urn here. I think there's a different item, probably a pebble or something. Come on. What is it? It's Quicksilver bullets. Okay, so let's just continue up towards the Cleric Beast. There is not a straight up no-clip. But there's disabling gravity and stuff. Like, no clip would be weird because I think you'd just fall straight through the floor. I've disabled clipping on maps plenty of times, and there's really no reason to do that. Is there a command in the game that refuses to work, thus crashing? Yeah, there's heaps of things that crash the game. Especially because the debug menu is actually the Dark Souls debug menu, so trying to do a lot of things that were exclusive to Dark Souls will crash the game. Or just they bring up functions from Dark Souls that do not work properly at all. This area is pretty much the same as the final game, including this mob is still scripted to walk around the corner. I think there's an extra dog here. Oh no, there's an extra guy. That guy's not there in the final game, I don't think. Let's just clean him up fairly erratically. Come on, I'm just mashing. I promise I'm not bad at this game. I just am not too concerned about playing properly at the moment. Yes, the music for the Cleric Beast, I need to upload that for you because it's got like whispering and weird noises in it. It's really, really good. All the music in the alpha, unfortunately, is MP3 format, so it's quite low quality. Yeah, all the enemies have a different design in the alpha, but they're so subtle that I can't really point them out. But I was doing like a file analysis, and yeah, every single enemy is minutely different to varying degrees. You can see the amygdala again from up here, looks really cool. To the left we have a friendly Father Gascoigne who will join you if you walk near him. That's extremely weird in my opinion. Yeah, there's lots of glitching in this. So, oh, okay, I have edited this slightly, I'm sorry. You're about to see the edit that I did. I replaced all the werewolves with amygdalas. So, you have these amygdalas stuck in the floor here. I was trying to see if amygdala could fight in the alpha. It can't. So don't mind these colossal amygdalas glitching through the floor. That's not supposed to be... it's not supposed to be the way. In regards to the soul counter, or the, what do you call it, the blood echoes counter, it's not in the alpha at all. And I don't think... This is 9 months prior to the game was finished. I don't think they were called Blood Echoes at this point. Because there's a... So I'm just reading the chat. Because there is a an NPC that asks you to bring him blood. Oh look! There's another... There's the amygdala. through the ground. Wow, that's fantastic. I was also trying to take control of the amygdala. And see what attacks I could force it to do. Oh, there's an item over here. Yeah, I don't think they were called Blood Echoes in this version of the game. I think they might have been called Souls or Blood. There's an NPC that says, bring me some blood, and he actually wants you to bring him 300 Blood Echoes, so I don't think they really decided on the currency for the game at this point. This is a bit different, aren't these stairs usually longer? I can't remember. There's a Wandering Madness over here. Does not drop an upgrade material. Now also here, there is an invisible chime maiden you can't see, but I think I can highlight it by going into the character debugging. Let's just zip through them all. One of them should pop up, if I'm looking at the right angle. I can't remember the ID for chime maidens, so... Where is it? I'm probably like not angling the camera properly. I'll reveal it later. Anyway, I'll turn on all the invisible enemies. So, does this version of the game have more fog in it? I don't think so. I think it's just the lighting, to be honest. Sorry, I'm just reading the comments there. Yeah, like, I don't think there was much Lovecraftian stuff in the game at this point. These sewers here, are blocked off by a very rudimentary fence. Once again, I can just glitch through that if I like. I'll do that later. There's nothing interesting down there. There's some brick trolls and no items. I was down there just an hour ago, just looking for stuff, and there's nothing good. And the map glitches out really horribly down there too. Now, you say the graphics are better in this. It's because it's not running the chromatic aberration that's in the final game, where the edges of the screen are all a little bit blurry and have like a red, green, blue division. It gives everything a much crisper look. But overall, I mean, it's the same game. You're seeing the same environments. It's just a very different lighting pass. I don't know where that Father Gascoigne's gone. Usually there's a shortcut towards the aqueducts here. Once again, it's been blocked off by a tiny fence. We'll go through that in a bit. I'm probably not going to kill the cleric beast. Can I load in NPCs with the debug menu? Not really. I think you can somehow, but I honestly prefer to do other hacks to load in NPCs, just because I'm more familiar. The debug menu is quite new to me. I don't use it very often. Because I've been hacking the main game without a debug menu, I've learned a lot of other ways to edit the game that I'm just more comfortable with. They just involve restarting the game, that's all, so I won't be doing them much here. Yeah, the cloth physics are probably a little bit different. I don't know, I'm not sure. Down here is pretty much the same as the final game. You can come into this little house. This door's already open? I can't remember, is this door usually open in the final game, or is it closed and you have to open it? I can't remember. There's a wheelchair guy here. I think he's the only one in the alpha. There's no note here about Old Yarnum, which there is in the final game. Let's just show you just a couple more little differences before we start editing the game. This guy's the same as usual. All the corpses, you've probably already noticed, all the corpses that have items on them are dramatically different. They kind of look much more mummified. Can I get a little closer? Maybe? Maybe? Yeah, there we go. Alright. He's got a blood vial. Usually this gate can just be opened by pushing it, but there's a lever in the alpha. Pull the lever and it takes us back to the warp chair. Come on. Alright, very good. You know what's out there, it's just the warp chair that's not activated at the moment. So, this other door over here... Oh, I have a question for you. As one of you who's fairly familiar with the game can answer it for me in just a bit. This does not open from this side. I don't think it opens from this side in the final game either, but I can't really remember. Favorite thing that I wish they never changed. I actually really like Bloodborne, the final game. I wish they hadn't have made the lecture hall completely nonsensical and having massive gaps in the lore. I wish the lecture hall was just still an area at Bergenworth that you explored instead of a silly hub zone for two different nightmares that are completely unrelated to each other. I think the lecture hall is the worst decision they made in late editing with Bloodborne. They should have just left it as an area in Bergenworth and not had it exist in the final game. That you should have just... Touching Mikolash's corpse should have just taken you straight to the Nightmare of Mensis, in my opinion. And the Nightmare Frontier should have just been accessed directly by getting taken by Amygdala. Why am I even fighting this guy? I can just walk over here and he'll stop following me. Go away. The buttons are all swapped around Japanese style. Hello Gibbed. Hello Gibbed. I saw you log into YouTube. I'm very glad you've come along. Now, this area is interesting. You can't wear the caps the slime scholars wear. Yeah, I wish the game wasn't a PS4 exclusive as well, because, I mean, what's the downside to more people being able to play this game? Absolutely nothing. I mean, obviously there's the thing like, oh yeah, Sony put more money into it, it's probably a better game overall. I don't know about that, but more people being able to play... How do I get that item? More people being able to play the game is not a bad thing. Can I destroy this? Oh, I guess Cleric Beast can destroy it by smashing it. That's kind of cool. Yeah, the Hemwick area and the guy tied to the chair and that sort of stuff. Wish had a little more elaboration. So I just want to say before this fight starts, there's actually some invisible werewolves here Can I highlight them? There they are. There's some werewolves here that never spawn in the final game. I assume they were going to appear later after you killed Cleric Beast. If you came back here through a shortcut, you would fight some werewolves. I've enabled them before. There's also some invisible Gascoignes here too, but I think that's just for testing. And yeah, I've enabled them and they're just werewolves. Yeah, 60 FPS mode only runs at about 40 FPS and it just speeds up the entire game, including all game logic, so I'm not really interested in that. So one question I had for yous, is this door, does it have that prompt in the final game that says does not open from this side, or did they remove that? Because I can't remember. I'm just curious, I can't remember, I thought in the final game it was just a door that you couldn't interact with at all. I'm going to turn this down a little bit too. Whoops, I accidentally changed the channel on my TV. Hang on a sec. Okay, so lots of people are saying there is and there isn't. Don't worry, I'll check. I'll check later today. Oh, it just says closed. Okay, okay. Yeah, I thought it said closed. Well, it says closed on the other side. So, I don't know. Sorry, I just changed the channel on my TV for a second there. Let's just get the Cleric Beast to destroy this. Oh, check this out. The fog gates have the messengers all over them. Like you probably saw in the Project Beast trailer. So that's kind of cool. Look at the messengers all popping out of the fog gate there. Now, in this current state, if I kill the Cleric Beast, the alpha will end. So I'm not going to kill it. Let's just grab this item and see what it is. Blood vials, cool. I don't think there's much else I need to show you here, so I'm going to teleport away. Let's just go back to where the game started. Return... What is it? Return to initial position, cool. So I've just taken myself back to where the alpha started. It's just going to take a second for it to load the area back in. Just reading your comments for a second. Yeah, that shortcut, I have a lot of stuff to say about that shortcut behind the Cleric Beast. I actually spent a couple of days working out everything there is to know about it, and yeah, it's complicated. It was never finished. I can tell you that shortcut was definitely never finished in the final game. There's lots of references to it being a former shortcut, though. That's really annoying how it says Cleric Beast at the bottom of the screen. I'm going to exit the game. Just go back to the main menu for a sec. Alpha for TG. There was a TGS. There was a for the DLC. There was a demo at Gamescom. I haven't looked at what stuff I have from that yet. I have a heap of Gamescom files from the DLC, but I haven't really I haven't done enough stuff with the DLC at all yet. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn events off, which reveals everything the developers have hidden in the alpha, and we're going to start breaking out of the game. I pretty much showed you just then everything that there was in the public alpha of the game. So, hang on, I'm just going to turn my TV up a bit more now, because I don't have blasting Cleric Beast music anymore. I'm sorry I didn't pick the Crow character. It's just, it takes ages to kill anything, so I always just pick this character. Let's start hacking the game. Let's start really wrecking it really bad. Let's see. Yes, alright, cool. So here we are. We now have disabled all the events the developers created, which means in Yosefka's clinic garden, you can see a garden of eyes walking around. There's also some celestial baby thingies in there. What are they called? Fallen Children of the Moon. And let's just go... I'm just going to set it up so I can glitch through walls. I just need to select myself, go to animations, and tell myself to do an animation that walks through a wall. This will just take a second to select 101. Come on. I'm basically selecting an animation that involves taking a step forward, which will force myself... 111... I'm just trying to remember the animation number. That's not it. I don't know what animation that was. Is it this one? There we go, that one takes a step forward. Cool, this should force myself through the wall. I'm just reading your comments still, sorry. So, I don't think this game started as a PS3 game. I think it started with the Dark Souls engine, but I think that's sort of just, you know, basic file handling and stuff like that. The rendering is obviously completely new. So is this somebody playing the alpha? Yeah, this is the alpha version of the game, and we're just editing it to sort of find every single thing that's hidden in it. So there's the back gate. We don't need to glitch through the back gate right now. Let's just go into the clinic. I've already shown pretty much everything cool. I can't walk through the door. I've already shown pretty much everything cool that's in the clinic in another video. There's that amygdala once again that's replaced the werewolves that I completely forgot I did, so you can ignore that once again. What else have we got in here to check out? I don't think there's really much to show in here that I haven't already shown on my channel, is there? I really did a pretty comprehensive look at Yosefka's clinic. Can't you bind certain commands or it resets every time you start? The commands reset every time you completely shut down the game and start again. You can see the warp chair is partially reactivated now because I've turned events off, but it's not. It's not fully programmed. You have to write a custom script to reprogram the warp chairs. Does the amygdala still pick you up? It seems to be able to, but I can't get it to do it. If you die in this alpha, is there a teleport to somewhere? If you die in the alpha, it's technically supposed to kick you back to the main menu, but I've kind of got it set to just put you back in the warp chair at the moment. So you'll usually just wake back up at the warp chair. I've already demonstrated all this on my channel. By the way, if you're watching this stream and you don't already subscribe to my channel, please do. I have 7 videos I've uploaded so far showing cut content from Bloodborne. I think 2 of them focus on this alpha. But yeah, I did a pretty big analysis of this area, the second floor. You can disable gravity and just walk over to the second floor from up here. The game kinda... Oh no, it's working okay. Sometimes it glitches out when you walk over here. Oh, I see, it wants to load another zone when you walk through there. This is the PS4 version of the game. There's no PC version of Bloodborne. I'm really curious how the developers intended for you to get here. Like, because this is all working... geometry that you can walk on this roof, and this is how you get to the second floor of Yosefka's clinic. But I can't really work out, did they intend for you to drop down off the roof or something? Because I've been up on the roof and there's no areas you can walk on there, but this all works perfectly. How much insight have you gained? Yeah, there is PC builds internally. Oh, that's you, Gibbs. Yeah, you know what you're talking about. There's obviously PC builds that people don't have access to, unfortunately. And I assume they probably don't work quite the way you would expect them to. If you haven't already seen on my channel, yes, this is the second floor of Yosefka's clinic. Actually, on my channel, I didn't show it quite loading this well. So obviously this wall works, none of these doors work. And you can go out here to pick up an item that you can't get in the final game. What's my phone doing? Just people talking. There's an item up here. Oh, I can't pick up items because I've disabled events at the moment to reveal hidden content, but it's a blood vial, so you don't need to worry about that. Oh, and this door doesn't work properly either. So let's go back into Yharnam. And I think let's just reset our position. Reset to initial position. And let's explore some more. Yeah, I can show you daytime. I just got to restart the game to do it. I'm playing on PlayStation. I wonder why I got rid of the light bloom. Can I show us daytime? Very good. Okay, let's do some glitching. So that guy, yeah, he still attacks. He doesn't do his normal pop around the corner attack because I've got events disabled, and that's an event. But as I said when I started this stream, you can see this ladder is raised, which it is in the final game as well. And there is a lever here to activate it. The lever doesn't work because I've got events disabled. But if you know, if I went and rewrote that event the same way that I rewrote the warp chairs, then you would once again see it working properly. I just got to teleport up the top here because I can't actually get up without that ladder. There we go. You can see the warp chair. This is what the warp chairs look like when... This is basically what they looked like when I first found them. I had to reprogram it so the guy sat in the chair and I could wake him up and use the warp chair and that sort of thing. So we've already sort of been over there. Let's go to some areas we haven't seen before. So I just got to take a quick sprint down the main street. This is actually some stuff that I'm going to be recording a video later today, just showing the second half of this area and the Great Bridge, but I'm pretty much going to go through most of the stuff now. Look at all these guys, just in one massive pile. There's no Gilbert, no. Gilbert is not in the alpha. Neither I don't think there's anyone at Windows that talk to you in the alpha. Project Beast armor and weapons still in the game. No, the Project Beast armor and weapons were actually all faked for the trailer. They were baked into a character model. Yeah, so this is with events disabled. If you can't disable events in the Demon's Souls debug, honestly, you can just delete the files and it has this exact same effect, which is how I was doing it before I had the debug menu. As you can see, with events disabled, there are now dogs down here. The dogs weren't there before. Let's just go down there. Oops, I've got the wrong character selected. Yeah, events are a really good thing to look at for cut content. If you haven't seen it, there's some pretty comprehensive documentation about reverse engineering the events so you can rewrite them on the internet. It takes ages to do, but it's probably worth it. Blah, blah. Can you press the home button? No, I cannot press the home button on my controller. I definitely cannot do that for you, sorry. That's a good question. Okay. So for some reason there's like a billion dogs down here. How far can you get in the alpha before it just closes? Well, it never just closes. If you kill the cleric beast, it closes by default. But I cannot go much past Father Gascoigne, and I can't. Oh, am I stuck? No, there we go. And I can't go to the Forbidden Woods. Yeah, most of the stuff to do with getting to the bottom of event scripting was, I think it was all documented around when Dark Souls came to PC and people started really reading into it. So that would be super cool to jump back into Demon's Souls if you wanted to. Oh, is it back? I think it's back. Maybe? Is that working now? Is this working now? I actually just paused my I saw it dying. I saw my stream dying and I was like, oh, what the hell happened? Is it okay? Is it working? Because I'm not actually watching the stream live. I think it's back. Okay, it's back. Alright, I'm just gonna keep playing. I just killed those dogs. There's an item set here, which is not in the final game. This is called the Gramia Hunter. The Blood Hunter of Gramia set. I'm not going to pick it up because there's not much for me to show you. I can't equip it or anything like that. But there is a full set of armor here, like hat, shirt, pants, maybe weapon, and it's called the Blood Hunter of Gramia set. So that's what that is. Is there audio? I hope there's audio. Gascoigne does say Umbasa when you kill him. Yes. So this is, yeah, there's another full set in the sewers too. I can't pick it up with events disabled, that's all. And if I re-enable events, a lot of things will disappear. So I'm just not going to do that at the moment. So yeah, let's just head into the aqueduct. There's no lonely old lady at the door. By the way, that's her internal name, Lonely Old Lady. Yeah, so there's the Blood Hunter of Gramia set over there, and there's the Spy Hunter of Yarnum in the sewers down here. Yeah, I'll show you the items at the end. Once I turn events back on, you can't disable them again without starting the game. So don't worry, I'll do that. I'll do that after I've just explored a little bit more. There's no Eileen the Crow out here, as you can probably guess. There is an inaccessible item up on the roof, sort of over there. Whoops. Oh, can I? Oh no. Oh no! Alright, let's fix that. Let's just go back to our initial position. There we go. Sorry, it's alright. I can teleport quickly. It's okay. Where was I? I was up here. Move position to this position. Alright, let's just sprint back to where we're at. Could the Spy Hunter be related to the Harrod set? Maybe? I don't know. In regards to how easy it is to work on a PS4 game compared to PS3, it's just about what you're used to. Like, this is what I have experience doing, so this has been quite fun and now I'm quite comfortable doing it. But with my PS3 jailbreaking, it's all very new to me, so I don't really know what I'm doing with that. I'll get there one day. Alright, let's just sprint back to where we're up to. It's fine, we just come up here. It's obviously the game's struggling to keep up with loading. Whoa. Oh no. I glitched inside. It's okay, this will only take a second. I glitched inside of an object. Inside of a fence. There we go. If you run faster than the game can load, it does that. Like, objects will pop in while you're standing in their spot. Okay, here we are. So, let's just head down into the aqueduct. Oh, I have to glitch through this again? Okay. Back to animations. For my character, not for the warp chair. There we go. Spy Hunter set is the Charred Hunter set renamed. Yeah, you're probably right. And in regards to the Graymia set being the Tomb Hunter set, yeah, I think you might be right. I kind of get the feeling that Odin Tomb was originally called Graymia, but I don't know. Does the animation still get hard? Yeah, when the animation's refresh rate does still half in certain situations. You can change that in the debug menu if you want, but there's not really any reason to. The game certainly runs fine as is. You know what I haven't done? I haven't checked those hanging corpses that have items on them. I haven't shot them down and picked up the items that are on them, so I'll do that sometime. I can't do it with events disabled, so... Why did you just open up... Oh, so for anyone who's just tuned in, I have a glitch. I have an exploit that lets me walk through walls by just doing the open door animation. Obviously the sewers here, or the aqueduct, sorry, is a bit different. Just the enemy layout is slightly different than it was in the final game. Yeah. I haven't noticed performance tanking when I do things like increase the backloading limits, like, you know, how far the game can render animations. Let's just not fall off the edge here, because I'm being annoying. This guy's still following me. He's really tough. It's cool that these guys are here, even though they were never visible in the public alpha. Is there anything interesting about the doll I've found? I think for stuff like that you should check out Sanad SK's channel, because he spends a lot more time going through like the cut audio and cut dialogue. He has a lot more information about, you know, like old versions of the story, and he's done a lot of like file dumps, so you can sort of get a lot more raw information off his channel. What is the most different thing in the alpha version? I don't know, just how simple the story is, probably. It's just a story about a werewolf plague. So this is the spy. The Yharnam Spy Hunter set is on this item here. Is on this character. Once again, I can't pick it up right now because I have events disabled. I'll show it to you at the end of the video. Or not the end, but like after I've done this. Okay, cool. There's a ladder here. So if I go up, oh, I can't climb up that ladder. If I go up that ladder, there's actually an item you can't get to without glitching out of without enabling zero gravity. So I don't know if they intended you to be able to get to other areas originally. Yeah, the water looks awful in the alpha. Yeah, I watched Sanad SK's video this morning. It was beautiful. I really liked the information he found about the Queen of the Vile Bloods originally having a... what do you call it? Having like a blood item she could give you. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and re-enable events now. I don't think there's anything that I haven't shown you, so let's do that. Go to events and just turn them back on. It tries to connect the internet for a minute. And we can finally climb up this ladder. Can I go into my menu? No, I can't go into my inventory in... Look at that. I can't go into my inventory in this state of the game. There is another state I can put the game in where the inventory works, but you have a 2-minute timer before the game realizes you're not connected to the internet and it kicks you out. Now that I've re-enabled events, the game is trying to stop me from proceeding. It's sort of... There's a lot of events that stop the game from loading new areas, so you're going to notice that the environment gets a lot more glitchy now. Yeah, the SSAO is terrible for a PS4 game. SSAO, I think, is a software implementation in the engine, and it just does its best. This elevator to Gascoigne is still here. It has no sound. Cool. Yeah, you can see the developers have put in events called it's like they're literally called like stop area load. And it really messes with how the game loads in new areas. But if you disable that one event, the game's much more elegant. I love this. I showed it in my video the other day, but I love this little briefcase here that's just glitching out like crazy. I think there's 2 briefcases sitting in the same spot, or there's a weird lighting pass going on. I don't know. This guy's asleep. Brick trolls never do that in the final game. And obviously this just takes us back to where we started. So we don't really need to explore there. If you haven't already watched or subscribed to my channel and watched my video where I talk to this NPC here, you should probably do that because it's cool. So subscribe to my channel and watch my videos if you want to see what that guy has to say. Let's go down and kill Father Gascoigne. So Gibbs, I've never really watched many videos of the alpha at all. I just heard people saying that, yeah, you could glitch out of bounds, like you told me that you could glitch out of bounds, get to Father Gascoigne, and stuff like that. And I saw some really blurry photos people had taken of their TV when they'd glitched out of areas, and I had to use those photos as a guide to work out where the items were that I was looking for in this one. Oh, there's no little guy here who usually sets that ball on fire. That's weird. So, yeah, once we get to Father Gascoigne, the performance tanks, like, it runs really bad here. When we walk into this area, it attempts to play the cutscene, where Father Gascoigne appears. It doesn't work, obviously. Like, look at this frame rate. This is awful. It's like slow motion, the whole engine slows down. So you know what's cool? Is because we have the debug menu, we don't need to fight against Father Gascoigne. We can take control of him and play as Father Gascoigne. So I can only get so far from the player character before it tries to unload him. But we can continue the game playing as Father Gascoigne if we really want. But we're probably not going to, because I wonder, can he pull levers? Do you think? No, he tried. That's pretty good. So yeah, we can check out his whole move set. Let's push the square button, he does that. Push the triangle button, he does that. The circle button does that, I think. Press the cross button, he's got his nice uppercut. We can uppercut the player. Let's go uppercut the player character. Whammo! Alright, cool, let's stop that now and kill him. It'll take me a second just because I'm going to just do this pretty rough, so bear with me while I just wail on him for a second and I'm going to read the chat. Yeah, all the music in the alpha is synthesized. They hadn't commissioned an orchestra to do the music yet, so you're hearing pretty much the same music, but it's synth. So that's why the music sounds different, and obviously in other cases the music is completely different. Hey Diamond Lord 171. We're not really looking for anything particularly new here. On my channel, I've never really done just a full playthrough of the alpha, so I thought it might be best to just live stream it instead. Can you somehow give the hunter a boss moveset? No, not at all. Movesets are unique to NPCs. So let's just... Oh, I love the changed dialogue that he has. Now that he's a wolf, let's take control of him. Is that what you call him, a wolf? There he is. Let's go switch control player. That's it. Alright, we're playing as... I've never done this before. Alright, let's... what should we do? I could delete the fog wall and walk out there, but as soon as I get a certain distance from the player, he starts to unload because the game only keeps things in memory when they're a certain distance from the player character. Let's check out his moveset. That's triangle, square. Square is slamming. Press the cross button. Do some scratching. Circle button, another slam. R1, L1, R2, and L2. Yeah, I can take control of any boss or NPC that I can get to. That's probably the easiest way for me to put it. Return control to player, and kill him. Let's just kill him. The game shouldn't end when we kill him, because you're not supposed to be able to get to him in this version of the alpha. He drops some unique items too. Alright. He should say Umbasa when we kill him too, so that's a little treat, isn't it? Oh, he didn't. Alright, whatever. I don't know how you trigger him to say that. Oh, he didn't drop his weapon. So he dropped that item there. In Japanese it says the Key of the Great Bridge. And it's obviously got a bold hunter's mark as the icon. Just reading the comments for a second. Isn't it Umbasa when he kills you? Right, okay, that would make sense. Usually he drops a debug weapon too, but that didn't happen for some reason, so whatever, that's all good. Now, so he dropped the Key of the Great Bridge. Now, I'm pretty sure that that was never really intended to open the shortcut behind the Cleric Beast. It's actually an analog for the Hunter Chief emblem in the final game. It would have been used to sort of open up a massive gate a little further along. Now here you'll see a dramatic difference in the game. Instead of the little watery area with the ladder, there's just a spiral staircase. And unfortunately it's going to fail to load the next area, so that's not going to work. What weapons are in this build? I can't work out how to equip different weapons in this build. I can grant myself weapons, but I can't switch them in and out yet, so I'll have to let you know in the future what weapons are in this build of the game. There's at least 4. If I take a step forward, I'll fall through the ground. So let's disable gravity and take a step forward, and we can run out. So the game, yeah, completely fails to load Cathedral Ward, and we're outside the map. There's the area where we fought Father Gascoigne. You can still see all the blood on the ground. Do the bosses look similar to the release build? Yeah, they look pretty much the same, I think. So I don't know, like, what should I go look at? What in Central Yharnam should I go and explore? Pretty much, I'll go pick up the weapon sets that I didn't pick up before. That's always good. Let's go do that. So I can just teleport to, I think the quickest way to get to one is maybe this one. Let's just warp to this position. What's this one? Where are we? Just gotta wait for the map to load. It's very, very slow streaming in the map. Yeah, preset characters aside, obviously. I don't know what weapons are equipable in the alpha. Where are we? Why isn't it loading the map? Maybe I'm just outside the map. Let's just go to this one. Where are we now? Oh, what was that? There was like a, an enemy for a second there. It's really slow loading, as you can see. Okay, I see where I am. Whoa. Okay, I'm here. I'm near the warp chair. Great, this is where I want it to be. Let's just drop down into the environment over here. There we go. Sorry, I was just reading the comments there. Turn gravity back on. Cool. Yeah, in regards to what files I have, there's very few I can run around in and explore. There's heaps of left behind event files and parameter files, but there's only so much you can really do with those. Is he going back to sleep? Yeah, he had. That's kind of cool. Now he's glitching out. So Aaron, when I change to the mode that lets me open the inventory to some degree, no, I can't open the full inventory. Yeah. I can only open the, you know, the quick use bar where it like pops up and usually like equip things for quick use there. Yeah, I can't get to the full inventory. Okay, so here's the Gramia Hunter set. Sorry, the Blood Hunter of Gramia set. I think that's like the Charred Hunter set icons. Is there any way to change Mikolash's dialogue after killing Gascoigne? I don't really know what that means, sorry. Yes, there are gestures in the alpha. I'm sorry, I haven't really explored them very much to see if there's unused ones. I had a quick scroll through them and I didn't see anything that I didn't recognize. Oh, item descriptions. There are none. There are no item descriptions. I ripped apart the files for the alpha and checked, and all the descriptions for the items are just the names of the items. So, for example, you have like Gramia Hunter set, Blood Hunter of Gramia hat, and the description is just Blood Hunter of Gramia hat. So, was that an... Oh, okay, there we go. Just a blood vial. Let's go grab the Spy Hunter set. The point is slightly different. Is it? Oh yeah, can I kick? Good question. I don't know. How would I do it? How would I kick? I'm seeing like flick the analog stick up and press R1 or something. How'd it go? I don't know if I can kick. I can't work it out. Yeah, the hanging corpse guys above the sewers. Yeah, thanks for reminding me. I'll jump back up there in a second and grab them. Have I got enough bullets? Yeah, I do. Let's just go get the Spy Hunter set. Here we go. Okay, there we go. So, I think that says the Spy... So, I can only really read Spy of Yharnam. I think it says Spy of Yharnam. I don't think it says Spy Hunter or anything like that. It's like Secret Spy of Yharnam set, I guess. I think the thing in the brackets must be like shoes, hands, coat. I can't read that. But yeah, I guess that's what it says. Hey, I can't... Oh look, I did a gesture accidentally, so cool. Apparently I killed... Oh, it's a bird that I killed. Alright, let's just go back up and get those hanging corpses and see what items are on them, because I've never done that before. Thank you, Jacob, for the copy and pastable translation. That is actually always really handy. Cool. Alright, let's... Oh, there's usually a guy with a gun here, isn't there, in the final game? Actually, I'm pretty sure in the final game there's no walls here. Like, you can just walk straight behind these poles. Ooh, an item. Molotov cocktail, cool. Yeah, in regards to kicking, I'm guessing it's still possible in this build. I just honestly don't know how to do it. Whoa, easy. Sorry, I completely forgot I left those guys, I left those guys alive. Look at that performance drop. Look at that sack just floating in the air too. Alright, let's get these hanging corpses. Yeah, I'm not sure if I want Bloodborne 2 or if I trust From Software to always make amazing games no matter what. I mean, Dark Souls 3 is the only sequel they've made that I really enjoyed. Dark Souls 2 was a bit of an anomaly, but Demon's Souls, Bloodborne, Dark Souls 1, they were all awesome entries into new franchises, and I look forward to them entering a new franchise very soon. So there's one there. What's this? Just Quicksilver bullets. Whoa, easy. Let's go get this one. Look at that sack. That's right. Alright, so this item, obviously in the final game, I think this is a weapon. Here it's a blood vial, what a letdown. Where did the other one land? Should it be down here? Oh, well, let's go get this item and then we'll go back up. I'm from Australia, by the way. I'm not just from there. That's where I currently am in. I'm in Australia. Wow, look how many people are watching the stream. It's like 217 people. That's ridiculous. Alright, look out, rats. Okay. Up we go. Oh, you know what I've got to show you that I haven't shown you yet is the Chime Maiden. Yeah, I got to show you the Chime Maiden in a second. That's hidden. Because it has an attack I've never shown anyone, well, publicly. I've posted a private link to some people, but yeah, I got to show you that. I can't work out where that corpse fell. I guess we just leave it? I'm pretty sure that's it there. Like, I think the item disappeared when it fell down. It must be glitched out. Yeah, this has got to be it. And there's just no item. The item must have fallen through the environment. Oh, this video came up in your recommendations? That's awesome. Yeah, I recommend this video. Let's just teleport somewhere else. Let's go here. And I'll go show you that Chime Maiden. Oh, actually, I have to restart the demo to show you the Chime Maiden. But I want to show you an attack it has that's not in the final game. Yeah, the Facebook group for Bloodborne is pretty good. I posted a really poorly spelled post there the other day and it got a good response. Where's events? Let's just turn events off and start the demo again. Yeah, I mean, like, as far as the story of Bloodborne goes, the game itself pretty much starts at the end of the story. Like, your character shows up right as the whole story of Yharnam is coming to an end, and you see it through. I don't think there's much else to say. I mean, unless they just want to have a whole new sequel with another storyline. I don't want Bloodborne 2. I guess that's the easiest way to put it. Someone asked how old this build is. It's 9 months out from release, I believe. is when it was shown at TGS. It could have been used a little earlier than that, I don't know. Okay, what was I doing? Going to the Chime Maiden, which is... it's kind of up there. Let me just try and see if I can teleport to it. Yeah, I don't have my list open to make it faster, so let's just go... warp up here. Go for a little jog. Here we go. I just got to run up to where the Cleric Beast is. Sorry, I'm just reading the comments too as well. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily want Bloodborne 2 in a different location. I want another game in this style. Is what I want. I know FromSoft have sort of said they're a little bit done with this, but I don't know. I like it, so I'm happy to have more if they've got it, if they're willing. So up here, oh, what I was also curious about is whether this brick troll is... look at how far that guy's fallen. Wait. Oh, holy crap, these guys weren't here before. I guess these are more hidden enemies the developers have put here. That's cool. So I think what's meant to happen is, in the different moon phases, there would be more enemies in the area, and now we're seeing those more enemies, which is why these guys are here now. Cool. I don't think I'd want a game set in the first hunt. I think the Hunter's Nightmare sort of gave us a really good look at, like, you know, the early days of the hunt and that sort of thing. I think I've sort of seen enough. What's that friendly Gascoigne fighting? Oh, there's a crow near him. It's already dead. He's just killing the crow that's already dead. Alright, so down here there's a Chime Maiden. Here she is. And let's just see if we can get her to do her unused attack against me, but I might have to take control of her to get her to do it. She's got a knife, obviously. She has the knife in the final game. But I've never actually... sorry, I'm just reading the comments. I've never actually got her to do her unused attack naturally. I've got it by injecting her in the place of an enemy with a different moveset. Alright, let's just take control of her. We'll get her to do it. What's her ID number? Sorry, I always forget the character ID numbers, so I just have to scroll through them until I find the right one. Come on. You gotta scroll through every enemy in the game. No, in the area. There she is. Switch control. Okay, so... cool. She has this attack, which is completely unique to the alpha. She can't do that at all in the final game. And what it does is it actually drains your health and stamina. Oh, she has two versions of it. One doesn't do anything. What's the one that drains your health and stamina? I think it might be on the circle. No, is it on the triangle button? Triangle doesn't do anything. Sorry, she's just a bit glitched out. She's stuck. Let's give her a second. There we go. Triangle button. No, triangle button just makes her get jammed in place. Alright, don't press triangle. Okay, cross button. Yes, so you can see the cross button drains my stamina. It also drains my health if I had some, but unfortunately I've glitched the game. I've turned on no death, so I can't lose health. But yeah, that's something no one's ever seen before, so that's cool. She has this weird purple wormy attack. So let's just return control to player. I actually have done very little of the Chalice dungeons in the final game, and so I can't remember if she's really this aggressive in the final game. She's really real go-getter. Bants, how many unused enemies are in this build of the game? There are none. There are no unused enemies in this build. Every enemy is slightly different in teeny tiny ways. Why can't I pick that item up? Oh, because I got events disabled, yeah. Every enemy is very different in teeny tiny ways, like the way they look, but in regards to actual enemies that are unused, there are none in this alpha. There are some cutscenes that are unused, but they're pretty boring. I'll upload those at some point. So is that it? Like, I mean, what else is there to show, really, in Central Yharnam? I don't know. sort of ran around and had a bit of a look at everything. I'm not really sure what else to say. We'll could show you some weird stuff you can do with the debug menu. Like, we go into game data and go to our players data. We can make ourselves naked and covered in blood. So that's cool. I should let the Umbasa line play. Yeah, let's do that. That doesn't hurt, does it? I think Gascoigne's... Did we kill Gascoigne in this playthrough? I can't remember. Let's just go. We'll warp to Gascoigne and make him kill us so he says Umbasa. Yeah, daytime. I'll show you Central Yharnam at daytime if I can remember. It's in the parameters for the game map. And we go to the current map and set them all, increase them all by 1. Should be daytime now. Oh, and let's make ourselves... Oh no, I can change that later. Yeah, it should be daytime now. I can't take control of the amygdala. Oh, I can take control of amygdala, but it can't move. It can do its grab attack, though, where it tries to pick you up. What was that thing on the bridge where the werewolves usually are? Oh, so if you're only just tuned in, you probably don't know. I edited the werewolves to try and get the amygdala to fight me. So there were actually amygdalas jammed in the floor. So it looked a bit messy. Here is Central Yharnam at daytime. Very bright, vibrant place. Now obviously the shadows are not set up properly, so it's still like got baked shadows for nighttime, I think. Are they even baked? I think they are baked into the game, yeah. But here it is. Here is Central Yharnam at daytime. Let's go kill Gascoigne. Let's go get Gascoigne to kill us, so he should say Umbasa. I just gotta make myself not invincible. Character debug, and then teleport to Gascoigne. I think that's him. Not that one. This one? No, that's not him. That's the one that's on the bridge, the friendly one. This one? There's so many Gascoignes in the alpha, it's hard to find the right one. Here he is. Okay, cool. Sorry, I'm just catching up with what y'all are saying. You want to see every enemy replaced with Mikolash? I guess I could do that. Please don't make yourself naked again. I probably won't do that. I'm just waiting for the area to load before I pop Gascoigne in. Okay, cool. So Gascoigne's not here yet because we haven't triggered the boss fight, so I just got to run over to the door to trigger it. I'll just let the area finish loading. The performance is so bad here, that frame rate. Can I tell you how much RAM Bloodborne uses? No, I have no idea. I guess. I think it's actually in the debug menu. It's like under performance. Memory. What a boring thing to look at. I have no idea. It's using 50% of the graphics, 50% shared. I don't know. I can't read that stuff. Get naked for the stream. Let's trigger the Gascoigne fight. And let's just let him kill us so he says Umbasa. If he does. I assume he always says it. Why did he say howl whoop whoop at the end? Sorry, the music was way too loud to actually hear him say it, but at least the subtitles worked. Cool. Is there anything else that we haven't played around with a bit? If I play as Gascoigne and kill the player, I'm guessing no. I'm guessing it would say game over. Whoop whoop. Umbasa, whoop whoop. Make every enemy a cleric beast. I'm pretty sure that'll crash the game. Alright, come on. It's a bit of a slow load, isn't it? Let's go. Let's make ourselves invincible one more time. Oops, down here. And teleport up the top to this one. Cool, back on the Great Bridge. That daytime is pretty cool. How many threads does the game use? I don't know. So yeah, like I said, I replaced the werewolves with amygdalas and they're stuck in the ground. I think you can see it through the... If you look down here though... Come on. You can actually hear it trying to attack me. It's trying to do its... Whoa! It's trying to do its grab attack. The problem is if I go down there, they'll unload, because it doesn't load enemies that are on the bridge when you're down here. Cool. Can I open the door at the end of the Great Bridge? Yes, it doesn't do anything, unfortunately. There's nothing behind it. So yeah, I can't do that. Well, I mean, I can open it, but yeah, there's not really any reason to. Oh, go to the Great Bridge and look underneath to see Old Yharnam. Yeah, that's cool. That's actually worth doing. I'll do that in a second because you can see tons and tons of stuff. Yes, I can manipulate my insight counter. It doesn't do anything though. Let's take control of the Cleric Beast. Cool, now we can play as the Cleric Beast. The camera sucks. Alright, what attacks does it have? R1. Problem with controlling enemies is right stick rotates the enemy, so you can't really spin the camera around and look at the face. I could probably change the camera follow distance though, but that's really hard to do. I can hurt the player, obviously. I wonder if I can do the pick up attack where you pick up the player. Let's try it. How do you use it? L1. Whammo. Nope. L2. Oh, that does his leap. Cool. Turn around very slowly. Press the square button. Square. Just a little swipe. Stop saying make 69 dogs. What? Oh, is that the grab attack? I think it was. Let's try to do it to the player character. Oh, you can lock on. Cool. Hey, picked up the player. That's cool. Can't see anything. Good for him. Cool. Alright. This is silly. Let's return control of the player. So yeah, someone was saying, can you get a good look at Central Yharnam from the Great Bridge? And yeah, I definitely can. Let's go do that. Oh, sorry, get a good look at Old Yharnam. Where are we? We should be in Gascoigne's arena. Let's just disable events so Gascoigne doesn't appear. And go for a little jog. Can you play as the doll? No, I can't play as the doll, sorry. I don't think the doll can even walk. Let's turn off gravity. Havoc. No gravity. Cool. Jog, 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 jog. And yeah, you can see tons of Old Yharnam in broad daylight now because we've changed the daylight. Oh, hang on, I have to drop down here a little bit. Go like this. No, I've been trying, the Hunter's Dream, I've been trying to load it in the alpha. It's tricky, it's tricky. I'm working on it. I'm doing my best, basically. So this is Old Yharnam. That's the massive field below us. That's right before the blood-starved beast. What does the option no update do? No update causes things to just pause, like it will just be stuck in place and no game logic has any impact on it, no animation or anything like that. So there's like the staircase that you usually run down to get to the large open field where you can summon Alfred. The start of Old Yharnam. Well, see, there's like right above my character's head, this tall tower. That's the tower that Jura is on with his Gatling gun. Yeah, I mean, you can see all of Old Yharnam from here. Why did I just run over there? Never even thought of that. It's a good little walk. It's very low poly, obviously. I mean, it's not going to load because this is the background version of Old Yharnam. It's not going to actually take me to Old Yharnam if I go over there. I have not had luck getting the inventory to work yet. Unused UI elements. Yeah, I mean, the whole Dark Souls UI is here, so I can bring that up. It's kind of pointless, but yeah, I can bring up the Dark Souls inventory. It doesn't work, and it crashes the game. Hey, look, it's just like we're in Old Yharnam. But on a PlayStation 1, maybe? The PS1 wasn't quite that powerful. Maybe PlayStation 2. Okay, so usually when you arrive at Old Yarnum, let's have a tour. This bridge is definitely not there. So they obviously changed the way that would work, and that building's not over there. It's just like we're doing a tour of Old Yarnum, but in low poly. Yeah, I see what's different. So, oh, hang on, no, so you start over here. Right, I was confused. So usually, you come out this door. Yeah, this is where Old Yarnum starts. I can't believe how much detail they put into these old low poly versions. So you walk out here and Jura's like, oh, Hunter, didn't you see the warning? And you can drop down there and get a Wandering Madness. Well, the reason this is here in the alpha is because you need to be able to see it from the distance. If you check in the full game and you stand on the Great Bridge and look out, you can see all of Old Yarnum. So, yeah, I'll make sure this whole live stream is available on my channel, by the way. Usually you run over here, there's a few... I can't believe the dangling upside down corpses are here, that's so cool. Some monsters are here, some beast patients, I should say. You walk down here and Jura yells out, I don't know, something about he's going to shoot you with his Gatling gun or something like that. Usually I take the shortcut by just running straight off the edge. There's the tower that he stands on. Look how much detail they put into these background areas. It's all here. It's crazy. What about that little building? Yeah, the building's mostly there. You can't really go inside it. This is crazy. But cool. I guess it's procedurally generated, so they just feed in the normal map and it generates a low poly map, and they don't really scrutinize it. They're like, well, if it runs good, use it. It's even got this little staircase here. This little staircase, there's no way you'd be able to see this from... Where did we come from? Over there. Oh, the amount of detail is crazy. And that is why I must stop you, yeah. Can I make the gunfire different stuff? Well, technically yes, but I don't know how yet. I haven't really figured that out. Oh, look, it stops here. Okay, so we can't really go to the place where they're worshipping the thingamajig. But eventually, after you go through that hall, you pop out here. Whoops, accidentally changed my weapon. So you kind of pop out in here. Come on, go down a little bit more. And there's usually a corpse bent over the rail there that everyone leaves funny notes on. Then you drop down here, you go through sort of a bit of an inside area. There's a shortcut that goes back up to Jura there. Oh no, the shortcut's kind of here. So you go down there, you pop back out on this bridge. This is crazy. I can't believe there's so much detail. Here's the door that the dog smashes out of, the werewolf or whatever smashes out of that door. You turn around this corner, there's a monster hiding behind here and a werewolf with red eyes there. Then you go up here. Extract sound files. Yeah, all the sound files have already been extracted. They're on Reddit. Someone dumped like a 70 gig raw wave dump of all the sound files. That's been done. So I haven't bothered dumping them myself. You go down here. I think you can summon that guy who hates Vile Bloods. Whatever his name is over here. And this is where it gets a bit wrong. Like they kind of got the geometry a bit wrong down here. I think Old Yarnum had a few late in the game edits. Oh, it's not even loading properly at all now. Oh dear. Yeah, the Church of the Holy Chalice isn't really loading, is it? There's a nice little statue there, though. Yeah, it's not going to load the Church of the Holy Chalice. Because they did actually make some late changes to how that was laid out, so it's not surprising that it's not quite the way you would expect it to be when you get here. So yeah, that answers the question of can you see Old Yarnum from Central Yarnum. You absolutely can, in the final game and in the alpha. Let's just reset our player to the initial position again. So let me just show you from back where the game starts. Wait, is this where the game starts? Yeah, it's just still loading. Church of the Holy Chalice. You can see the Church of the Holy Chalice down there. So that's it, like right above my character's head is a window. That's the Church of the Holy Chalice where you fight the blood-starved beast. Yeah, that floating statue in Old Yarnum. Oh, She Says here. Hey, She Says! Hello, thank you for joining my stream. I know how much you love low poly everything, so you've come at the right time. Where's the music kicking in? Where's the oh, because I'm getting close to where I fought the cleric beast, yeah. So Mitch, you said can I do this with every area in the game? I'm doing my best to get the alpha build to load other maps from the final game, but it's really hard, so I'm just doing what I can. Yeah, so that's the Church of the Good Chalice, or Church of the Holy Chalice, where you fight the blood-starved beast. Let's just turn our gravity back off again for a sec. And here it is. It's just like when we fight the boss. I remember it looking pretty much like this, right? Oy vey. The door doesn't look quite the way I remember it. I don't remember there being a colossal wall in the way, but that's okay. And there's just a big pillar in the middle. But yeah, I mean, you can tell they had the idea down, like they knew this is where it was going to happen. Like it's good that they even created the little altar at the end, although it's just got brick textures all over it. Oh, there's clipping here that makes me sink into the ground. That's weird. Anyway. Oh, what's underneath? Just rubbish, I think. Can I rise my character? Oh, so if I need to get back up, there's a couple of ways to do it. I sometimes just teleport to something higher up in the sky. Or I can use the warp menu, which is written in Japanese. There's warp. You can just set an actual X, Y, and Z. And I can just warp to it with enter. So I can set a direct coordinate and teleport to it. So yeah, look at this scenery. That's incredible. Holy crap. Loading Central Yarnum at daytime was a good idea. That's crazy. Why would they put the inside of the church in? The reason they put the inside of that church in is because you can see it from Central Yarnum. If you stop and take a look around, you'll be surprised what you can see in the final game. Wow, this is amazing. Was that the level of detail for the Bloodstarved Beast area? Yes. Is there a way to turn your character invisible? Not really. Oh, yeah, sorry, you mean it so it doesn't take up the screen? Yeah, you'd go into, it's in Havoc, I think, and you just turn off, no, it's not in Havoc, it's in Draw, and, Draw, toggle Draw. There we go, my character's invisible. So, I know why you're asking this, she says. Don't get any ideas, alright? We're not there yet, okay? But you're probably going to ask if I can turn the HUD off, and yeah, that's in, game data, sorry, yeah, game data, option enable, front end visible, you set that to off. So look at that, beautiful. Oh, isn't that beautiful? It's like, it's loaded the level of detail from when the game starts, so right in the middle of the screen you can see the starting area. And you can see, like, that's all of Yosefka's clinic. Like, check that out. That's so amazing. Wow. That's so cool. Look how big the clinic is. Like, that whole building with the, sort of greenish roof is the whole clinic. It's one of the biggest buildings in the game. Well, I guess, anyway. Yeah, your Dark Souls episode I was watching again, she says, just the other day. And, yeah, I was watching it going like, oh, I can see how now that I've got my own debug menu, I can see how he did this stuff. I just gotta say, like, if there's anyone here who isn't already subscribed to my channel and hasn't watched the 7 videos I've already uploaded, it's like an hour of content already. You'll probably enjoy it. Like, there's stuff here I'm not bothering to show you because I've spent days already building videos about it. So, like, the whole clinic I've really dug into like crazy. There's lots of cool stuff to see in there. So yeah. Have I played Dark Souls 1 debug build? No, I haven't, sorry. Yeah. Sorry, I was just reading the comments there to see if there was any other interesting stuff. What is that? What is that thing over there? There's some weird stuff under the map. What is that little... There's something in the middle of the screen there that looks funny. Kinda want to go check that out. This is how I find stuff sometimes. I just run around at random and either the game crashes or you find something cool. Let's turn gravity back on. It's in here. Gravity on. Let's just drop down a bit. Very, very fast. Cool. Oh, it's just some coffins. Okay, sorry. It looked like a looks like the blood-starved beast or something from a distance, but it's just a pile of coffins. It's just a pile of old rags. How much insight have I gained IRL? Yeah, it's pretty it's bordering on eldritch madness. Let's go check out the clock tower. Let's get up real close to that. Can I do that? Sorry, I'm just checking my phone. That's boring. Let's go up a bit higher and walk to the clock tower and just get right up in its face. So where's the clock tower from here? There it is over there. Yeah, I mean, macros for the debug commands would be okay, but I mean, I do a lot of my stuff in post, like I don't do live streams very often, so I really don't mind having to just edit out little bits and pieces. So there's the, what do they call it? The astral clock face? Never really get this close to it in the game, except when you meet Maria in the end. Wow, that is cool. Some people would probably really like a screenshot of that, wouldn't they? Wow. That's amazing. Wow, not much below. Can't really see the stairs that lead to it, can you? So I guess that's like the research hall, isn't it? Kinda? Yeah, there's the big doors that eventually... So this is all like before the game, the DLC was finished and stuff, but they already had a lot of these ideas down. In case you don't know, the DLC, like the fishing hamlet and the research hall were actually made at the same time as the final game. It kind of explains why things match up so well. They actually had a lot of that finished at the time, which is why there's warp chairs in the DLC as well, even though they were not ever put in the final game. So that's the door you open, and when you step in... No, that wouldn't make sense, because for that to be the one where you meet Maria, then the clock face would have to be on the opposite side. I guess the design just changed later. So that's cool. There's nothing inside, obviously. I guess there was never meant to be anything inside, was there? Yeah, I don't have a straight up no clip, she says, but the debug menu is not my preferred way to do this. It's just a fast way to do this. I actually like to edit the maps by hand, so I usually remove walls and move the lanterns around so I spawn in different locations. And I can move objects and stuff like that to make it so I can walk through stuff. It makes it better for recording videos, because after you've edited a map the way you want, you can just play through the map and it looks like it was meant to be that way all along. Kind of like when I restored the warp chair, I did that through map editing so that I just could play through the level and the warp chair was there where it's supposed to be. I've been spending a lot of time reverse engineering the events in the game, which lets you turn on functions that the developers have turned off, which has been really good. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of people asking in the chat, like, can I check out Upper Cathedral Ward and other maps and that. Upper Cathedral Ward is... That's this tower, is it? Or is Upper Cathedral Ward where the orphanage is? The orphanage is somewhere else, isn't it? Oh no, it's like attached to this tower. Yeah, it's just not there. It's just not there at all. Sorry, I'm just reading the comments while I very slowly travel towards Upper Cathedral Ward. There's really not much here to see, is there? There's a plaza that I think you can actually access in the final game. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so this build we have is like 9 months before the game was released, and it was publicly presented. It's like an event build, which means it's got a lot of content that was from, you know, like alpha versions, but a lot of the content has been edited to make it appropriate for demonstrating on like the Tokyo Game Show floor. So I've removed some of the edits that they did. Some of the stuff I'm not even sure if it was ever intended to be in the final game. Like some of the enemies I've seen in the garden of Yosefka's clinic, I'm like, surely that was never supposed to be there. But it's hard to tell, so the safest option is sometimes to just show you everything and let yous decide. There we go. It's faster to fall than anything else, isn't it? We've got, yeah, Yosefka's clinic is loaded completely. I really should turn my character back on. It's confusing, not being able to see myself. So one thing I really want to get to the bottom of, though, is how originally you were supposed to access the second floor of Yosefka's clinic, because I just don't quite get it. Let's just turn gravity back on and hopefully I'll land. No, I didn't land on the ground. Alright, let's fix that. Reset to initial position. Just gonna turn myself back on. Yeah, cool. Everything's loaded properly now. Should I go through that door? Have I still got my animation set up to go through the door? No, I don't. That's annoying. Just go like this. Yeah, in regards to like older versions of the alpha, obviously there exists like entire versions of the game that were given whoops, to testers, but there's just the chances of us ever being allowed to see those is just so minute. Like, the people who get those builds, they really respect the access they're given to them, and they're not going to just give them out for people to just play with. There we go. Cool. Oh, my gravity is still turned off. Oh, that's okay. Let's leave gravity off for a sec. Actually, no, let's turn gravity back on. So yeah, I mean, I've already done a video exploring the second floor quite a lot. But what I just don't quite understand how you were supposed to initially get to the second floor. If it was going to be part of the shortcut from the Forbidden Woods. Who knows? Who knows? There we go. Do you wish you were playing this on a D24? I don't know what that means, sorry. The easiest way to get... Can I see something under the door? The door doesn't even end properly. It's got to be a gap underneath it. So, let's turn gravity off and we can just run straight through this window to get to the outside of the clinic. Whoops. There we go. Yeah, in regards to like if test versions of the games might have been watermarked, they're probably not, to be perfectly honest, but I would not try to convince a QA tester of that. You know, it doesn't give anyone any peace of mind when you're like putting their job on the line and saying like, please trust me, like give me access to this, you won't get in trouble. It's like you're asking someone to put their job on the line, and it's really not cool to do that sort of thing. Something I want to show you is underneath Yosefka's clinic is a carbon copy of the room the game starts in, but it's got no walls. So this is very likely where the original intro cutscene took place, with your character being strapped to a chair, which you would have partaken of blood administration, you would pass out, and you would wake up in the warp chair in the actual Yosefka's clinic. So that's very likely what this area here is. And now I've done it, I've bloody put myself in a position I can't get back from. No, I haven't. I can just go like this. Yeah, it would have started you in this warp chair in Yosefka's clinic, which isn't there at all in the final game. But yeah, the original version of the story would have very likely involved you sitting in a chair. Yeah, so let's just open that door and go through. Whoops, there we go. Yeah, the files here that we've got were released publicly. That's probably the easiest way to put it. They're not under any strict rules or anything like that. There's no magical special access is required to get to these. I don't have access to anything that requires special access or anything. That's probably the easiest way to put it. There we go. This version of the game was available for testing in the USA on the PlayStation Store. This was publicly released. So lots of people probably have this still installed on their PlayStation. They can't run it anymore because when you try to launch it, usually it says you need a network connection to start the game. There's not much to see out here, is there? If you've seen that cut NPC I showed you, where it's like an old lady who welcomes you and says that, you know, like, oh, you were asleep for 2 months, that sort of thing. If you saw that NPC I showed you, she's actually floating outside here in the middle of nowhere. And if you get too close, she falls to her death. So I had to edit the map to place her back inside the map so she wouldn't die and I could talk to her. So that was really cool, actually, something cool to discover. Yeah, I played this same demo in Sydney, Australia at a Sony press event it must have been 2014, I guess, but I didn't get very far. And because the final game wasn't out yet, we didn't really know what to look for in regards to what's changed. Just sort of went by memory. But now that we have like the final game in hindsight, you can sort of think like, oh, cool, now we know what was different. It really gives you some context with which to view the final game. I just want to, I'm sort of stuck outside the level, aren't I? I just want Yosefka's clinic to load properly so I can go back to exploring it, but it's not going to do it from out here. Here we go, it's loading now. Cool. Oh yeah, and there's an amygdala stuck through the floor because, like I said before, I replaced all the wolves with amygdalas, so yeah, that's messy. Come on. Yeah, it's kind of a shame they cut the warp chairs, but for one thing, the animation for activating them was really long, which probably annoyed heaps of players. But other than that, like, I don't know, the final game comes together pretty well. Okay, let's, sorry, wait, that's not me. I'm just trying to turn my gravity back on. Yeah, cool. So this is what I'm currently very intrigued by. Oh, I have events turned on, so it's not going to load properly. But, the second floor of Yosefka's clinic, which is where I'm actually standing at the moment, but it's still loading, so I'll give that a second and just read the comments for a second. Yeah, they could have changed the animation for the warp chairs. They should have just left them as chairs and just gotten rid of that whole wake up, shake the phantom awake thing, because that takes ages to play that animation. This isn't going to work, is it? It's just not going to load the map. It's terrible. So everything, I guess it's hard for me to talk about how exactly I'm doing this, but I can tell you everything I'm doing here can be done on a jailbroken PlayStation 4. Which I believe is how SanitSK has done his most recent videos that had swapped bosses and stuff like that in them. So if you have a jailbroken PS4, you can certainly do all this stuff. Alright, I just teleported to the Cleric Beast because that wasn't going to load properly at all. In case you don't know, the Cleric Beast is like, oh, I've started the fight. Okay, so the Cleric Beast is already standing in the middle of this arena. Look at those amygdalas over there. So yeah, I mean, I don't think there's much else for me to show you, is there? Like, is there anything you want me to go take a look at? I don't know. I've sort of gone through quite a bit of stuff here. It's so it's hard. Oh, sorry. As you can see, if you load into the middle of the geometry, as an object is loading, you get stuck. Did Homebrew get updated for the 4.55 firmware? I think it did. So apparently people on 4.55 can now jailbreak their PlayStation 4s. That's really good. I think the problem with jailbreaking, the jailbreaking community is they always focus so much on pirating games, which isn't really that interesting to me. I'm more interested in stuff like this. We're taking a game and doing cool stuff. Take control of one of the Yarnamites. Yeah, that's a good idea actually. I think they're one of these things. Not that. Just gotta remember what their character ID is. Is this one? What have I warped to? Nah, that's one of the slimy little guys in the sewers. What else we got? 110. Move to this position. Oh, that's a rat. I don't really want to take control of the rat. Yeah, you can't, I don't know anything about save editing, but I seriously doubt you can do, like, I seriously doubt the save files for your game contain very much about the game's logic. The closest thing they probably contain is the current state of events, which you could edit using saves, but, you know, that's about it. Where am I? Oh, I've teleported to a dog. I'm just trying to find the Yharnam citizens. Like, what is their character ID? Is it 100? It must be this, maybe? Okay, what have we found? The amygdalas that I injected into the game. Whoa, easy. Just waiting for that to load. Yeah, I heard the 3DS has been jailbroken pretty good. The amygdalas is really boring when you take control of them. They have almost no moves or anything like that I can use. I'm just trying to work out these citizens' character IDs. Because I wanted to just take control of one and see the moves, but I just don't know which one in this list they are. Maybe it's these guys. Here they are, very good. Alright. Switch player control. Cool, now we're playing as the pitchfork guy. Sorry, I'm just reading these comments again. How many Yharnam citizens can you get in one place? I don't know. This is probably like 50. They're not that taxing on the game's hardware. Alright, let's check out this guy's moveset. The camera keeps vibrating because my character's taking damage. Do the blood effects seem toned down in the main game compared to the alpha? Well, the alpha does have 3 settings for blood. It has off, mild, and on. And I have a feeling that, yeah, the final game probably just defaults to the on setting. Sorry, the mild setting. Because there's a lot of blood in the alpha. I don't know, it's hard to say. Yeah, the Executioner Troll is still over here. I can't hurt him because he's technically on the same team as me when I'm playing as the enemy. These guys don't have any amazing attacks, do they? Look at all the blood around the player character. It's horrible. It's just a bloodbath. Let's join in. It's handy that the enemies can lock on too. I like they've kept that logic in there. There's not really any point to doing this. Alright, I think I've basically shown as much as there is to show. There's obviously, I could mess around with the debug menu and get some item prompts you've never seen before and just some weird stuff. Oh, my character unloaded because I got too far from the player character. But, you know, that gets a bit crashy and, you know, there's not really much to show you. It's just some icons that pop up on the screen you haven't seen before. I think in the menu manager you get... Where is the menu manager? It might be in game manager options. No, can't remember. I remember it's down here somewhere though. Map item manager. Maybe it's in game data. I was just going to show you that the Dark Souls menus and stuff like that are all still in there, but it just crashes the game if you enable them anyway, so it's not so great. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there. Can I take a closer look at the Hunter's Workshop? No, I can't at the moment, unfortunately. I can't load in a different area right now. So yeah, I'm going to stop it there. I'm going to upload this feed to my channel if you want to go back and take a look at it. It should actually do that automatically as far as I know. So if you missed anything, if you only tuned in halfway through and you didn't see the cool stuff we were doing at the start, and that's fine. But either way, yeah, thank you all for... Can I shut these guys up? Thank you all for playing. Thank you for playing. Thank you for tuning in and watching. I'm going to upload another video probably on Monday, just showing mostly stuff that I showed you just then, but just in a bit more detail. I want to just show that Chime Maiden and the Great Bridge and talk a little bit about the door behind the Cleric Beast, because there's heaps to say about it, especially from the opposite side in Cathedral Ward. I got all the developers' notes for that room, and it's... I don't know. There's nothing amazing to show, but if it's something I've found that no one else has seen before, I think I should probably show you that. So, thank you for watching. Obviously, if you haven't already, please subscribe because there's more videos coming up soon, and I'll see you hopefully with another live stream sometime later.